All right, guys. Hey, I'm here with Brandon Burrows. Brandon Burrows is a student of mine in the Pro Wholesaler system, and he got his first deal recently and made $12,000. So, congrats, Brandon. And really want to get you on here as soon as possible to talk about the deal while it's still fresh in your mind and talk about that experience.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So, first deal was 12,000, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Awesome. And did you have real estate experience before this?
No.
No.
It was always something that intrigued me because I know that real estate is like a reliable way to make money if you know what you're doing, and that a lot of the wealthiest people, even if they're not involved in real estate as their main source of income, have a portfolio. And so that's something that as I got into my early to mid 20s that I wanted to start looking into.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
but no, I've never had real estate experience before.
Awesome. And you're not licensed, right?
No.
Yeah. Awesome. So most people they have these beliefs that you have to be licensed or you need tons of real estate experience to do your first deal. And I think you're a walking contradiction to that, which is pretty cool. I mean, you joined the program and I mean you've been there for a while, but you really just you put the work right back in. I remember about 6 weeks ago, and you said, "Hey, I'm going to make this happen. Let's get
Mm,
back into it." And then you actually got two deals under contract, but one didn't work out, right?
correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then let's talk about first just want to mention sometimes we get deals under contract and they don't work out, and that's okay. And sometimes it's because maybe we don't have enough buyers that can buy our wholesale deals, or sometimes those buyers can drop the ball. Um, I guess let's just start off that first one that failed. What was the main reason for that one that didn't work out?
Um, I think that he decided it was too risky, and they actually issued a last minute notice to perform like the day of, and they only gave him a few hours
Yeah.
to get it together, and he couldn't do it, so it just
Okay.
fell off.
Awesome. But you had two properties under contract, and so let's talk about the one where you made $12,000. Then, you know,
Yeah, that was actually the first one that I got on a contract. Um, it was a while ago. The whole process. I mean, I don't think that this is typical, but it ended up taking about 6 weeks from when we got escrow started because there was a lot of hiccups.
hmm
So this one was a little complicated and a little daunting as my first deal because it was an eviction, and so I had to double check and make sure that my cash buyer was able to do evictions, which he was. So that was part of my method in selecting that particular person. Um, and then it was just dealing with, I went and visited because it was no blind offers. I noticed that I was going to the same neighborhood a lot in LA, so I before that to visit homes. Um, and so I ended up just looking in that area like the most because it was like a hot street. And so that's how I found that one. It wasn't even like that recent as far as on the MLS. It was like an older listing. So I got it, and there was a lot of like escrow kept messing up. They had some issues with I used an automatic proof of funds generator, um, and they tried to contact those people even though that wasn't the actual proof of funds that I was going to be using. So I was like, hey, what's going on? And that's what they told me, and so we fixed that, and then there was just some other technical difficulties that ended up delaying the process, but it finally happened, and now I have the money.
Awesome. Awesome. So it's real, right? You got a real check, twelve thousand
Yeah,
dollars.
it's real. I was also skeptical of it because all I have is a laptop and a car. Um, but yeah, it is. It's real.
Awesome. Awesome. That's exciting, man. Your first one. Sometimes the first one's the hardest. And so now you've done it. I mean, you even got a property that had people in it. They need to do an eviction. Most people take the easy route on their first deal, but you bit off a lot and you made it happen. So this next one, I'm sure it's going to be a lot like even easier for you, right?
I mean, yeah, I didn't really have a choice. I had to do it. I had to figure it out. But hopefully, here's to smoother sailing in the future.
There we go. Awesome. So, first, most people think that finding the buyers for your wholesale deals should take like 6 months or you need some crazy list of like 1,000 buyers. How did
No.
you go about finding your buyers for this deal?
I would say it took about I put in like a little bit of time each day. Um, I was doing that for a bit, and I was checking the MLS, like so over the 4 hours or whatever a day I was working. So I did a few a day for about a week, and then I had my list. I just wanted to make sure that they had all the qualities that you suggested that they have, and I was really clear about what their criteria were so that I knew whether or not I could be the person that could bring them the deals that they wanted. And so, yeah, I think at the end of like 4 or 5 days, I had a pretty solid list with all of the criteria that I needed to know in order to proceed. The tricky part, and I still am working on this, is some of them don't want to release more like sort of confidential information about like how they borrow money and stuff. So that makes it a little bit trickier with the deal calculator and stuff if I don't exactly know the rates that they're borrowing at. But hopefully, as I progress in my relationships with them, they'll be able to give me that information.
Yeah, absolutely. And that will happen. That will definitely happen. So just to reiterate, it took you about 5 days to find, have enough buyers on your list for you to confidently go out there and go after a deal.
I mean, you could probably do it in 2 days if you just did that for 2 days and just, I just did the Google trick that you told me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just Googled cash buyers Los Angeles, and then I went down the list, and, some of them were harder to contact because they were larger corporations. I ended up, I'm finding it's easier to work with like smaller ones
Mm-hmm.
that I can have like a one-on-one relationship with the person. And like I have their phone numbers in my phone. So, it's not like a giant corporation that only wants to be contacted through email and
Yeah.
like that. So, yeah.
Awesome. So, okay, you got the buyers, and now let's talk about, the MLS, because a lot of people, when they hear the MLS, they think a couple things. One, you can't wholesale a deal off the MLS, but Brandon just did that. We've been doing that for 6 years. Two, there's not enough room on deals to wholesale them off the MLS. Three, they just don't think you can do it. But you got access as an unlicensed person. It's something we talk about. It's called assistant access. And so, how long did it take you to do that when you tried to do that, get that access?
That was definitely the hardest thing
Mm-hmm.
to do. I mean, I probably should have gone to some RIAs, but I didn't. I ended up just making a friend who was an agent that agreed to give me assistant access.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome. There we go. So you got assistant access. You got access to the MLS. That's most 99.9% of investors. That's their roadblock. They don't go after the MLS. And then two, they believe there's not enough deals on there to, get on the MLS. But I think using the strategies we talked about, you submitted about 15 offers and got one deal. And you got two. Did you look at did you do any offers today? Are you working today, or you said you're moving?
No, I haven't. I've been setting up my room because
Okay.
I just moved. Yeah.
But one reason why we like the MLS is because there's new leads on it every day, and
Yes.
that's the truth. And so where a lot of people like to dig and spend thousands of dollars on marketing, we just take the opposite approach, go where the deals are, and and so I love asking this question: Did you spend any money on marketing?
No. No, of course not.
Why spend money when you don't need to, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, cool. So we got into kind of like the tactics behind it. Let's definitely kind of chat about the numbers on the deal, if you remember those. I know you work on a lot of numbers each day, but because the initial fee you're looking at was actually $25,000, right?
Yes, that's what I had put it at originally. I went to the house. The agents were able to let me in, so I had to take a look and kind of. At this point, I had done a few of these because I'd been going to so many houses, practicing the repair cheat sheet. So I did that. I left extra room, and I believe I put the repair costs around $75,000. I was trying to be really conservative, so I added up everything that I possibly thought needed to be fixed, given the information that I had from the agents, and added like another margin of error just so that I could be pretty sure about, because I was, it was my first deal, so the numbers didn't need to be exact. But I ended up, so the cash buyer brought in a contractor, and the repairs, I actually found the sheet before this call. They ended up totaling to $120,000, which was way higher than I had expected. And so I thought it would be the most fair to take some of that extra expense out of my fee and then some out of the profit margin.
Yeah, so it went from 25 to 12,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and you made it happen. And
Yeah, there was also a price reduction involved in that, so it was a lot of moving parts.
you're a pro wholesaler already. All it took was one deal. Well, awesome. For someone starting out, because I think this is awesome, because there's a lot of people that want to get into real estate or want to get into wholesaling. They're afraid, they don't know what to do. You just made it happen from not knowing a lot about real estate, and so you're at this perfect stage, right? I did my first deal 6 years ago, but you're at this perfect stage where it just happened, and what were maybe just some keys to success? You don't have to have a lot, just what's something that stuck out that you think really helped you?
Okay, so for me, I like to like know as much as I can going in and not having surprises. So I kind of treated, I mean, it is a class, but I treated it like a class. I went through all of the videos that you made that were short and to the point. I took notes. I studied those notes, made sure I knew what the first step was, the second step was, and like who to talk to for this situation. And then any holes or questions that I had, I asked on the weekly calls with you, or messaged you, or asked the group, and someone got back to me. And I mean, you can't know everything before you start, but at that point, when I felt like I knew enough, I just went and did it.
And there we go. That's the secret sauce. You just went and did it. You took action.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, I
And
was a little afraid because I felt like, yeah, I would get exposed for not knowing something or whatever, but it didn't happen the first time. So,
awesome. That's a big thing that holds people back. They're afraid that they'll have to buy this property too. That's a big thing that holds people back. They think they have to buy the property. Like from the outside looking in, they think if they get a property under contract, they don't find a buyer,
yeah.
they have to buy for $500,000. But I mean, the way we work is we always include the contingency that protects yourself so you can back out. So that first deal you had under contract, it didn't work out. You backed out, right? And everything was fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's fine.
Exactly, and that's the cool thing about wholesaling, and that's why I recommend anyone who wants to get started. I recommend wholesaling first because if you want to buy and fix and flip a property, usually you borrow like $500,000, however much money you need to do it. And when starting out, I'd rather if you're serious about real estate investing, just do a wholesale first, learn the process, get familiar with it, develop these relationships with people already fixing and flipping, like this buyer just did it. And now you can stop by that project, I'm pretty sure, probably anytime you want. You can check it out. You can learn from this person as well. They now want to work with you because you just got them a good deal. And now they're going to be another buyer for you down the road.
Yeah, he actually, his company also holds an instructional seminars. And so he was inviting me to a lot of those. I didn't actually get to go because they were like 2 hours away, but it seemed like he wanted to help me learn in a little bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we met and we kind of game planned after this on how you can now scale this, and we'll continue to do that in the weekly calls and everything like that. And so do you feel confident, knowing your KPIs now, where you're at, really scaling this thing and probably doing, at least 2, 3, 4 deals a month now?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I have known that this whole time. My struggle has been to be consistent, but now I know that I just need to get a certain amount of calls done per day. I need to get a certain amount of offers sent out per week, and then that's how the deals are going to happen with some consistency.
Awesome. Anything else in the pipeline as of right now?
Not right now, no.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sure once you're all moved in, you'll be able to get some more deals in the pipeline.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little preoccupied right now.
So what's up? You got a $12,000 check. You want to treat yourself to anything?
A lot of it's going to my security deposit, my first month's rent, setting up my room. So hopefully the next deal.
All right, man. Yeah, that's LA for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, man. Awesome. And for someone else who wants to get started, would you recommend the Pro Wholesaler system and program for them?
Yes. If you're serious about it and you want to take the time to learn, it's not rocket science, but it's not free money either. So if you want to do it, take the class, listen, ask questions, learn, go do it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Any other words of wisdom? You shared a lot.
Be consistent, because I have had a few times where I haven't logged on to the MLS in like a week, and then I have to go through 150 listings, and it's not fun. So let's do 15 a day instead.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thanks for hopping on here. I'm glad we were able to talk about your first deal. Glad we could share with the world that, one, wholesaling is real. Two, you can get deals off the MLS. And 3, if you want to join a cool group that's doing this right now. I mean, not just in California, but across the nation. We have people doing deals. More than happy to have you in here. And they can hop in here with Brandon, hop on the Q&A calls, and we can all keep wholesaling.
Yep. Thank you, Alex.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Hey, it's Alex Martinez with RealEstateSkills.com. And if you want to learn more about wholesaling and achieving financial freedom through real estate, just like Brandon's doing, then be sure to hit the red subscribe button down below, and you'll get notified of even more videos where we go deeper into these concepts. So cheers and happy investing.